In this problem, it is given that vector p equals to 2x hat minus z hat, q is given that, r is given that. We have to compute sine of theta qr. Theta means angle between q and r. So how can I compute sine of theta qr? To do this, we have to consider the cross product. When we take vector q cross r, it is given by modulus of q into modulus of r into angle and into sine of angle theta qr n hat. N hat is the direction perpendicular both q and r. N hat is perpendicular to the vector q as well as it is perpendicular to vector r. This is coming from cross product formula. Now the modulus of q cross r is this magnitude only. This direction n hat is unit vector. When I take modulus in the left hand side, the right hand side only we have to consider magnitude part. Now we know cross product is computed in the determinate form. So q cross r is, we write in this format, x hat, y hat, z hat. Q, the coefficients are 2, minus 1, 2. The coefficient of r is 2, minus 3, 1. Now, when I compute the x component, then I suppress this column and this row. Then x hat equals to minus 1 into 1, that is minus 1, plus 2 into minus 3. That means, this is not plus, this is minus 2 into minus 3. That means plus 6. That's when we compute the y component of the q cross r, then we suppress this column and this row. Then this will be plus y hat into 2 into 2, that is 4, minus 2 into 1, that is minus 2. Similarly, when I compute the z component of vector q cross r, then we suppress this column and this row. Then it is plus z hat into 2 into minus 3, that is minus 6, minus 2 into minus 1, that is plus 2. So this is the vector q cross r. What is the magnitude of vector q cross r? It will be root over of 5 square is equal to 25 plus 2 square 4 plus 4 square 60. It is root over of 45. So this is the magnitude of q cross r in the left hand side, that is root over 45. In the right hand side, magnitude of q into magnitude of r. Magnitude of q is root over of 2 square plus 1 square plus 4 square, that is 4 plus 1 plus 4, root over of this, into r is root over of 2 square plus 3 square plus 1 square. It is root over of 9 into root over of 14. So what is sine theta? Sine theta equals to root over of 45. The left hand side we have got, it is root over 45 divided by, in the right hand side we got root over of 9 into root over 14, that is 0.5976. The next question, find the unit vector which is perpendicular both q and r. Both q and r, in the perpendicular direction with q and r is the n hat vector. N hat vector is the unit vector along q cross r. So if I know q cross r, what is q cross r? And if I find the unit vector along q cross r, it will be unit vector which is perpendicular to q and perpendicular to r. And we have done it here, that q and r, if I take q cross r divided by the magnitude of q cross r is 5x hat plus 2y hat minus 4z hat. So 5x hat plus 2y hat minus 4z hat. and its magnitude is root over of 45. So this is the unit vector which is perpendicular both to vector q and vector r. The last question is find the component of p along q. When you will ask to find the component of some vector to other vector, you will always recall the dot product. Here is solution of C. The component of P along Q is given by vector P dotted with Q hat. What is Q hat? Q hat is vector Q by magnitude of Q. Vector Q is vector 2x hat minus y hat plus 2z hat. Magnitude is root over of 2 square plus 1 square plus 2 square. So it is 2 by 3 x hat minus 1 by 3 y hat plus 2 by 3 z hat. What is the component of P along Q direction? It is P hat, vector P dotted Q hat. Vector P is 2x hat plus 0y hat. I have introduced the 0y hat minus z hat dot 1 by 3 is the common 1 by 3 2x hat minus y hat plus 2z hat. If you do this, it will result in 2 by 3 because 2 into 2 it is 4 by 3. 0 into 0 is 0 into minus 1 0. Minus 1 into 2 it is minus 2 by 3. Okay.